Chapter 7, Lewis Structures, Homework Question Number 3. What is the Lewis structure of phosphorus trichloride? So make sure you understand if just the name is given, you have to be able to write down the formula of the chemical. So first, we need to find out the total number of the valence electrons in this molecule. Phosphorus has 5 valence electrons, and then chlorine or chloride should have, so chlorine actually should have 7 valence electrons. Therefore, 1 fluorine, that's 5 electrons, and then 3 chlorine, each has 7. So then that's 3 times 7, that's 21 plus 5, 26 electrons, valence electrons in phosphorus trichloride molecule. Next, we are going to determine which one is a central atom. So since fluorine is less electronegative than chlorine, we say phosphorus is the central atom. Since we already determined phosphorus is a central atom, we'll draw the skeleton structure of this molecule. So 3 chlorine atoms, so just around phosphorus. So please note a single bond. So like here, those are 3 single bonds. That means 2 electrons, okay? And that 2 electrons, when we count the number of electrons for phosphorus, we just consider the 2 electrons belong to, let's say, phosphorus. As a matter of fact, of course, they share. But when we count the number of electrons, we'll say 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 for phosphorus. For phosphorus, 6 electrons already there. Okay, so, and then for each chlorine, for each, just 1 chlorine, how many electrons? Only 2. For this one, 1 bond, 2 electrons. And for the other 2, the same way. Please recall we already learned the octet rule, which means each atom surrounded by 8 electrons, that will be the most stable state. In order to satisfy the octet rule, so each fluorine still need 6 more electrons. All right, so for each fluorine. Now let's assign those electrons. That's 6 already, is that right? 3 pairs, 3 lone pairs, that's 6, plus these bonding, the 2 bonding electrons, that's 8. Same thing for the other 2 chlorine atoms. Now let's take a look at phosphorus, the central atom. It already has 6 electrons surrounding it. It will need 2 more electrons to make it, to satisfy the octet rule. So 2 electrons, 1 pair. Okay. Now let's take a look whether this structure is completed. Okay, the total number of valence electrons in the molecule is 26 electrons. Okay, now let's count how many valence electrons have already been assigned. All right. for each of the 3 chlorine, there should be 8 electrons. All right, so 8 electrons. And then so there are 3 chlorines, 3 times 8, that's already 24 electrons. 26 minus 24, still 2 more electrons uncounted. Where are the 2? Right here. And now you see phosphorus has 6 bonding electrons and a lone pair, which means 2 non-bonding electrons. So therefore, all of the 26 valence electrons have been correctly assigned. So then this has to be the correct Lewis structure for phosphorus trichloride.